What really makes someone, well, worthy or defines their status?
Mm.
Is it where you're from, your family name maybe, how much money you have, or is it something deeper?
Yeah, societies have, wrestled with that forever, often landing on answers that feel, well, a bit arbitrary, right?
Yeah.
Based on things that don't seem to define a person's actual character.
Exactly. So today we're doing a deep dive into this really fascinating ancient text. It completely challenges those conventional ideas.
Right.
We're looking at a source called the Vasalasutta, and it offers this radical redefinition of what it means to be, say, an outcast, or, on the other hand, truly noble.
Yeah, our mission here really is to pull out the core wisdom from this text.
Yeah.
We want to get at the surprising things it says make up true character.
The criteria it uses.
Exactly. Criteria that just flip traditional social norms upside down. And honestly, they still feel relevant.
Okay, so this deep dive is really for you, listening right now, to help you understand what's most important in this ancient wisdom. So, yeah, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
So, where does the story start? The setting?
It begins in Savatthi, an ancient Indian city. And you have to picture the scene. The Buddha is just walking, seeking alms. Standard practice for monks then.
Right, collecting food for the day.
Exactly. And he approaches the home of this Brahmin, a guy named Aggikabhāradvāja.
Okay.
And this Brahmin, at that very moment, is right in the middle of a fire ritual.
Yeah.
A really important ceremony in his tradition.
So, a significant moment for the Brahmin. Then the Buddha arrives. What happens?
Well, the Brahmin sees him, and his reaction is immediate and pretty harsh.
Oh.
He just insults him, calls him a shaveling, referring to his shaved head, a recluse, and then the big one, an outcast, Vasalaka.
Wow, okay, so right away, conflict. He's using this term outcast as a major insult.
Absolutely, and that really sets up the whole point of the text, this clash between, social labels and maybe a deeper truth.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting, right? How does the Buddha react? Does he argue? Defend himself?
Not at all. And that's what's so skillful. Instead of getting defensive, he just calmly turns it around.
How so?
He basically asks the Brahmin, do you actually know what an outcast is? Or, what qualities make someone an outcast?
Ah, okay. Puts the question back on him. Challenges the assumption without a direct fight.
Exactly. It's a brilliant move.
And how does the Brahmin take that?
Well, this is also surprising. He admits he doesn't know. He says, essentially, okay, you tell me, teach me.
Really? He was open to it.
Yeah. Which is pivotal, right? It shows a certain humility and openness to learn, even after just insulting the Buddha. This is where the traditional view gets turned on its head.
So the Buddha doesn't debate the insult, he just offers a whole new way to think about it.
Precisely. A completely new framework for understanding what makes someone an outcast.
Okay, so what is this new framework? What does the Buddha say actually defines an outcast? I bet it's not what Aggikabhāradvāja expected.
Not at all. The Buddha then lays out this really comprehensive list. And what's striking is how it's all about character and action. Birth, lineage, completely ignored.
Okay, like what? Give us some examples.
Well, he starts with the inner stuff, your disposition. Someone who's angry, resentful, malicious, deceitful, or even just holds wrong views. That person, he says, is an outcast.
Wow. So it begins inside, your thoughts, your attitude.
Exactly. It suggests your inner world is the starting point, not your family or social standing.
That is a big shift. Okay, what else does it move to actions?
It does. From the inner state, he moves to, tangible harm. An outcast is someone who hurts living beings, humans, animals, whatever. Someone who lacks compassion.
Okay, that makes sense. Cruelty.
Right. Then he gets into more, let's say, criminal behavior. People who attack villages, besiege towns.
Like bandits or warlords.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Also thieves, those who steal. Or even someone who murders a traveler just to rob them. These violent acts, these are the markers.
What's your birth parents?
Not your birth parents. Then there's debt. Someone who takes out a loan and then deliberately runs off or lies to avoid paying it back.
Huh. Financial dishonesty, too. What about other kinds of dishonesty, like lying in general?
Absolutely. Lying under oath is specifically mentioned, whether it's for yourself, for someone else, or just for money. That makes you an outcast.
Okay. So anger, lack of compassion, violence, theft, financial dishonesty, lying under oath. What about, like, family and social stuff?
Yes, that's covered too, quite deeply, actually. Adultery's on the list, specifically with the wives of relatives or friends.
Right.
And then there's a really striking one. Someone who can support their aging parents, but just doesn't. Fails to care for them.
Wow. Neglecting your parents makes you outcast.
According to this text, yes. Or even harming or just, verbally abusing your parents, siblings, even your mother-in-law.
Okay, so basic family decency is part of this definition. It's really broad.
It really is. It suggests these core relationships are fundamental to your true standing.
Are there more subtle things, like not outright crime, but other kinds of bad behavior?
Definitely. Deceit comes up again, like someone asks you for good advice, but you give them harmful advice instead. Or you advise them secretly, trying to mislead them.
Sneaky, manipulative.
Yeah. Or someone who does bad things but then tries really hard to hide them, hoping no one finds out.
Yeah.
That concealment itself is a mark.
Covering up your wrongdoing.
Right. And then there's social reciprocity. Someone who goes to another person's house, gets fed well, but then never returns the favor or shows any gratitude or honor to their host.
Ungrateful behavior.
Basically, yeah. Or deceiving monks, recluses, Brahmins, or even beggars lying to them.
So it covers personal integrity, family duty, social behavior, honesty. Is generosity in there? Or maybe arrogance?
Both, definitely. An outcast is someone who, when a Brahmin or recluse comes for food at mealtime, abuses them and refuses to give them anything.
Lack of generosity, even hostility towards spiritual seekers.
Yes. Or someone who deliberately tells lies just because they want something desire for gain. And arrogance is a big one. Someone who praises themselves constantly while putting others down. That kind of pride.
Self-praise and disparaging others. Got it.
He also lists just general character flaws. Being cruel, miserly, having an evil will, being envious, cunning, shameless, unscrupulous.
But generally being a bad person.
Pretty much sums up that part, yeah.
Yeah.
And disrespect towards spiritual figures comes up again, abusing the Buddha himself or his disciples or other recluses or householders.
Right.
And then there's a kind of ultimate hypocrisy, someone who isn't enlightened, isn't an arahant, but claims they are.
Falsely claimed spiritual attainment.
Exactly. The text calls that person a thief in the world of Brahmins, a very strong condemnation.
Yeah.
That's the final item on this particular list.
Wow. Okay, so looking at that whole list, what just jumps out is how completely it focuses on actions, intentions, character.
Right.
Nothing about birth. Nothing about what family you were born into or your job or your social rank in that society. It's all about how you behave and what's going on inside you.
Exactly. In a rigid caste system, this is, well, it's revolutionary.
Absolutely. So this really drills down to the question, what truly defines a person?
And the text gives a very clear answer. This is the core aha moment, I think. It's in stanza 136.
Okay, what does it say?
Not by birth is one an outcast, not by birth is one a Brahmin. By deed is one an outcast, by deed is one a Brahmin.
Simple, direct, powerful. By deed, by what you do.
That's the heart of it. It just completely reframes everything. Your actions define you, not your birth certificate.
And the Buddha doesn't just leave it there, right?
Yeah.
He gives examples to back this up.
He does. Really compelling ones. He tells the story of this man, Mataga, sometimes known as Sopaka.
Okay.
And Mataga was born at Kansala, which in that society was considered the absolute lowest of the low, associated with unclean jobs, completely marginalized.
So by birth, he's at the very bottom.
The very bottom. But the text says he attained the highest honor, despite his birth.
Highest honor.
Through his virtue, his actions, his spiritual development, it got to the point where even Khatiyas, the warriors and rulers, and Brahmins, the priests and scholars, came to him to attend upon him.
Wow. People from the highest caste coming to learn from someone born in the lowest.
Exactly. And it says he ascended to the Brahma world, a high heavenly realm, showing his birth was zero barrier to his ultimate spiritual worth and achievement. It's a powerful story.
Definitely a strong counter-narrative. Okay, so that's one side. What about the other side? Does he mention highborn people?
He does. He talks about Brahmins, people born into the priestly, scholarly families, families associated with the sacred texts, the elite.
Right, the ones you'd expect to be considered noble by default in that system.
Exactly. But he points out these individuals frequently engage in evil deeds, the very things on that list we just went through.
Ah, so despite their high birth.
Despite their high birth, they face condemnation. In this life, people see their bad actions, and they face a bad destiny in the next life too.
So their birth doesn't save them.
Not at all. The text says their birth does not prevent their suffering or condemnation. It completely seals the argument. Actions, not birth, determine your true status, your true worth, your fate.
It's so consistent ethical conduct, compassion, the choices you make day to day, that's the real measure.
That's the message.
And for you, listening, this ancient idea, it really gives you a different lens, doesn't it? A timeless way to think about people, including yourself. Look deeper than the surface.
Absolutely. So what happens with the Brahmin, Aggikabhāradvāja? How does he react to all this?
Right. He started off insulting the Buddha. Now he's heard this completely different definition of outcast.
His reaction is, well, profound. He's totally won over. Deeply moved, deeply impressed.
He praises the teaching.
Oh, yeah, in really vivid language. He says it's like setting upright something that was knocked over, or revealing something hidden.
Like turning on a light.
Exactly. Showing the path to someone who was lost, or holding up a lamp in the darkness so people who can see. It's clear he really got it, the depth of it. His whole perspective just shifted.
That's incredible. So what does he do then?
He takes refuge. He says, essentially, I go to the Buddha for refuge, to the Dhamma, the teaching for refuge, and to the Sangha, the community, for refuge.
He picks a follower?
Declares himself a lay follower right then and there. Just shows how powerful this teaching was. It completely transformed his view on the spot.
What a turnaround. From insult to taking refuge.
Yeah.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive on the Vasalasutta, the core insight seems crystal clear and, wow, timeless.
It really is.
True character, true worth. It's not about your birth, your status, the label society sticks on you. It's entirely about your actions, your intentions, your compassion, what you do.
Yeah, connecting that to the bigger picture.
Yeah.
This ancient text is such a powerful reminder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Still speaks volumes today.
How so?
Well, it just pushes us to look past the superficial stuff, the categories we put people in, and instead try to see the content of their character, judge them by their deeds, not where they came from.
Yeah. It's a challenge to our own biases. So maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to sort of mull over. In a world that, let's be honest, still judges a lot by external markers, jobs, background, appearance, all that, how might actually adopting this perspective, the Buddha's definition of outcast and Brahmin based on actions, how might that fundamentally change how you view and interact with other people?
And maybe even how you view yourself.
Yeah, how you measure your own worth. Something to think about.